Hello to everyone in the Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Cathedral community and all of our friends. This is Father Jonathan. I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to continue our reflection on the Psalms of Orthodox Christian liturgical worship with a meditation on the beginning of Psalm 140. We've talked about this already. We introduced the psalm in the previous reflection, indicating where it's located within the Vesper service and the liturgical action that it's connected with. But I wanted to begin with the opening line. We'll just reflect on the one opening verse of the psalm for today's reflection, because it is chanted kind of on its own with the second verse, and I thought it'd be worthwhile for us to really emphasize this because it is chanted melismatically, beautifully oftentimes, and it is a set of words, a phrase, a whole verse that we should pause on because musically speaking it is paused upon during the Vesper service. So without any further ado, we'll read this verse and then offer a brief reflection on it. And so it begins, O Lord, to you I cried out, give ear to me. Pay attention to the voice of my entreaty when I cry out to you. And I think during this time, we can really resonate with the words of this verse. And as I said, the Psalms themselves are like a prayer book for the Orthodox Church. They give language to human experience and fears and anxieties and joys. And so when we hear them, sometimes we come to recognize a resonance with those words and our own experiences. And that's the beautiful thing about the Psalms. And so when we hear, Lord, I cried out to you, we might ask ourselves, how often have we cried out to God? In times of great difficulty, hardship, uncertainty, do we not call upon God for guidance and encouragement and support? We hope that God not only hears us, but really listens to our needs when we call out to him. But we might ask ourselves, is God really listening? Does God listen to us? Now, of course, we believe that God listens to our prayers. He hears our prayers and really listens to them. But the reality is, sometimes what we think we need, the things that we're praying for, are not always what we actually need. And so it may seem like our prayers aren't being answered. But the reality is they're not being answered because they did not fulfill us in the way that we think they will. God does hear us, but he gives us what we need even when we don't ask for it. That means he gives us what we really need and not just what we think we need. And as we hear the words, O Lord, I cried out to you, give ear to me, the reality is we're not begging for bodily pleasure or comfort, nor are we asking for money or for things of this world, but we are pleading with God for mercy, as Saint Jerome puts it. Mercy not only as forgiveness of our shortcomings, but as healing from our wounds, our traumas, our fears, etc. We are praying for God to be attentive, to pay attention to the voice of our entreaty when we call out to him. We are calling for his presence and attention. And yet we must never forget that our relationship with God is synergistic. It's a two-way street. If we seek God's presence and his attention, we must also be intentional about being present and attentive to him in each moment. This psalm again is situated at Vespers, at the beginning of the new liturgical day. And so this psalm is a reminder, yes, that we call out to God and we're asking for him to hear us, but it's also a reminder for us to be attentive, to be present, to be intentional about our relationship with God. And not to just call out when we need stuff, but cry out to God at all times. We mentioned this already in a previous reflection. We are called to call out to God at all times. That is how we breathe as Orthodox Christians. Spiritually, that's how we breathe. And so we need to be intentional about that. And so let us cry out to God, call to God for all of our needs, but call to Him also for our joys and the beautiful things that He has done for us in thanksgiving. We call out to give glory and thanksgiving to God, as we also call out in our desperate times of need. And during this time, I'm sure we often feel the latter is what we're calling out for. And know that with intention, with attentiveness, with an open and willing and loving heart, if we call out to God, He will hear us and He will listen to our requests and give us precisely what we need, not what we think we need. God bless you. We're here for you. Don't hesitate to reach out. Call us, email us, send us a message on social media, leave a note in the comment section, anything at all. I hope you have a beautiful day, and again, if you really need something, don't hesitate to call out to us, the church community, because we are here for you, offering to you in imitation of our great God. Again, God bless you. Have a beautiful rest of your day.